Hi guys, Laura here. I wish we could be meeting in person this year, but because of the COVID pandemic, unfortunately we can't. But we can still enjoy some plants together. I put together for you a bundle of some herbs, and they are great to touch and to smell, to look at the beauty of them. So for example, one of the herbs you have is rosemary. That's this one. And as you can see, it has like needles for leaves. And there's just another little blossom still continuing to bloom, even though it's fall now. Rosemary is also called the memory herb because it's supposed to stimulate the brain. And the Romans and the Greeks used to wear it in their hair like this, or behind their ears maybe, to help them when they went in to take exams or to make important decisions. It smells kind of piney. Maybe you could be smelling it and feeling it right now. It's a little bit sticky because it has what's called resin, almost like pitch, like a pine tree would. Maybe that's why it has a kind of a piney smell to it. And it reminds a lot of people of roasted chicken or roasted potatoes because we often use it in cooking those things. And if you touch it, it's a little bit prickly. It's not real soft because, as you can see, it's got these little needles. And it's evergreen. And around Seattle, it grows and thrives year-round, even through the winter. So it's a really great old standby. Another one of the herbs that you have is called sage. See that? It's got a beautiful color, this grayish blue green. And it's very soft to the touch, a little bit fuzzy. Can you feel yours? And if you squish it a little bit, rub it between your fingers, you'll release its scent. And this one also reminds me of roasted things like squash or potatoes. A lot of people say it reminds them of Thanksgiving because a lot of people put it in their stuffing when they're cooking the turkey. So that is sage, and you can see the veins on the back side of the leaf. You can run your finger over it and feel the veins. It's one of my favorite plants. Another herb that you have is this. And this is lavender. See if I can hold it steady. This was growing in my garden last summer. It's no longer blooming, but when it is blooming, you can cut it, and then I hang it upside down so that it dries straight. And the color still stays fairly purple, but not as bright purple as when it's fresh. But the wonderful thing about lavender is that when you touch it, squish it a little bit, and you'll hear it crunch as you press it, then smell either your hand or the lavender, and wow, it is strong and perfumey. And for some people, this calms them down. It's kind of got a nice sort of cleansing, clean feeling or smell. For other people, it kind of excites them. So you decide for yourself, how does it make you feel? Bees love this plant. They love lavender, and they'll sometimes make honey from the lavender nectar. And so sometimes you can find on shelves honey using lavender nectar. Maybe it might taste a little bit like lavender. Also, I've seen lavender flavored ice cream. And let's see, lavender iced tea. I've had that. So you can eat it, but you wouldn't want a lot of it because it's strong. So that's lavender. And then lastly, what you have in your collection is this one, this bright green leafy plant, and that is mint. And if you take the mint and you squish it up like that, don't be afraid of hurting the leaves, because once it's cut, it's going to die back. But you could dry it, and that smells wonderful. It reminds me of spearmint chewing gum. And I was saying you could dry it, you could put it in tea, which I do a lot, or you could just use it and keep it out on your countertop. And even when it's dry, if you squish it up, it will release that minty smell. I can't get enough of this one. Some people will even chew on it, and it kind of freshens your breath in your mouth. All of these herbs are okay to put in your mouth because we cook with these or we make tea with them. So you don't have to worry about anything being too dangerous to eat or drink out of these herbs. Additionally, you could put them all together. Maybe tie them up with a string. And if you have more around your yard, as I do, I've got a lot of lavender, you could put a big bundle together like this. And someone could help you bind them up with a string or a wire twist tie, and then you could just leave it near you, and whenever you squish it, you'll release that wonderful smell. So I hope you enjoy these herbs. And now I've got a little bit of a game for you to test your memory. Okay, so this is a matching game, and I'm wondering if you can remember all these herbs. So here we have the sage. Here we have rosemary. Get that leaf out of the way. Here we have the mint. And lastly, we have the lavender. And the lavender's always got that beautiful purple color. All right, so rosemary, lavender, sage, and mint. Okay, so I'm going to take them away. And you should have some of these still. And I'm wondering if you can match this plant with what you've got. Can you find the one that you have that looks like that? I'll give you a hint, it's rosemary. Did you choose this one? If so, you are right. Rosemary. Okay, let's try the next one. This is that one with that beautiful grayish blue leaf color. Very fuzzy. Do you have something that looks like that? Yeah? Did you choose this one? If you did, you were right. See, that's sage as well. So there we have it, 2 sages side by side. Let's see, the third one we have is this one. And as you might recall, it's got a very, very strong fragrance. And when you crush it, it makes a crunching sound. Some of the petals fall off. Do you think it might be this? This is lavender. And if you chose this one, you would be right. There's two lavenders. I really did kind of crush this one, didn't I? But that's okay, it smells good. And then lastly, we have this one. The really bright green and fresh smelling leaf. And it's starting to wilt, and maybe some of yours look a little wilty because that's what happens when you cut them or pick them. And this one has that wonderful scent, that fresh scent. And see, I'm crushing it even more. I might just leave this one to dry and then I can crush it up again when it's all dry. That one is mint. Can you find your piece of mint? Yeah? Did you find it? Did you choose this one? There's another piece of mint. So there you go. We've got mint, and we've got sage, and we've got rosemary and lavender. And when you put them all together, you pick them up and squish them with your hand. Wow. Then they really have a nice fragrance. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.